Lemon in the middle portion, Sky Shack and Big Lagoon. Sky Shack regains the lead, and finally, close finish.
So they go round a little later on today. They're off and running. Very awkward start on the inside. Secret Monitor, well, he jumped sideways. Laugh in the Rain was out fairly well after all that, but taking the lead on settling down was Perpetuator. And he leads from Laugh in the Rain, who travels keenly on the outside of him. Darting up on the inside of them was Jaw Dropping, and a long way back to Secret Monitor, who completely blew it all at the start. They're going pretty quick here as they run towards the 800 metres, and the leader on the inside now, Jaw Dropping, joined again by Perpetuator on the outside, and they cut away by 7 and 8 lengths. Laugh in the Rain's not going that well, and just starting to tack on his Secret Monitor as they run towards the home corner. These two going together on the outside. Perpetuator, he travels keenly on the inside. Jaw Dropping, and they cut away by 7 and 8 lengths to Laugh in the Rain. You can forget about Secret Monitor. They're in the straight. They run to the 250 on the inside. Jaw Dropping taken on by Perpetuator. The outside, Perpetuator looks to be going the better, and he starts to edge away. Running on strongly right down the outside is Laugh in the Rain, flying home, but Perpetuator beats Laugh in the Rain. Third is going to be Jaw Dropping, and Secret Monitor, unfortunately, he blew it all. Saddle, he's out of the saddle. They're off and running, and well, it's a one-act affair. So away quickly was Sky Story, and it looks like he's going to be all on his lonesome here, Sky Story, because once again, Say Something and King Edward have stayed in the gate. So this is just going to be a stroll in the park, a rainy park at that, for Sky Story and jockey CP Bogie Henson, and Sky Story striding along there all on his own. Unfortunately, the other two runners, they'll be going back to the trials for another effort. But let's have a look at Sky Story as he rolls along down the side towards the 600 metres. Just going to have a very easy time, and this is just going to be a little bit of a light workout for Sky Story. So unfortunately, we've just got one lone runner, Sky Story, and he's owned by Mr. Mark Ponce, Danilo Dela Cruz the trainer, and CP Bogie Henson is the rider. So he's going to win this one easy, that's for sure and certain. Down to the wire, Sky Story, and goes down to the line. So the other runners will have to come back once more, both King Edward.
And away they go. Go G go, fast to begin, gets away the early lead, and then here comes Glenda's Magic down on the inside. So it's Jewel of the Nile and Glenda's Magic in an early showdown. Then an open gap of 5 lengths back to Compassion. Go G Go drops back second last, and he's 8 lengths away from the leader. And running at the tail of the field, that's the Speed of Sound, or that's Jewel of the Nile. The Speed of Sound is way in front, now by about 3 lengths over Glenda's Magic, who's running in second. Compassion is trying to get closer in third, but he's 2 lengths away from Glenda's Magic, and another open gap of 5 lengths to Go G Go. Then here comes Jewel of the Nile. The Speed of Sound is still comfortably leading the field by about 8 lengths now. Over Compassion to take second. Glenda's Magic now drops back in third. And here comes Jewel of the Nile now to take third. His Speed of Sound is still traveling with ease in front. And the jockey is in a handy position. It's his Speed of Sound over Compassion. Then here comes Jewel of the Nile with a late charge. But it's the stable runner of Jewel of the Nile. It's his Speed of Sound finishing first over Compassion. Jewel of the Nile third. Go G Go, and Glenda's Magic is last to finish. And away they go. When the runners are scattered into the field, there goes Supreme. Gets away immediately into the lead. Then Makarit is right behind in second. Then moving up on the outside is Slam Dunk. Another 2 lengths back in fifth to Charm Boy. And Manila Sound is the early trailer. As they pass the half-mile pole, we've got Supreme, the leader, by about half a length over Makarit, who's giving him a hard time in second. Another open gap of 3 lengths back to Manila Sound in third. Or rather, that Slam Dunk. Charm Boy is racing up on the outside. And a long way back to Manila Sound. Supreme is still leading the field by about a neck. Makarit now trying to chase him down on the outside. Then here comes Charm Boy now in third. Slam Dunk shuffle back in fourth. And a long way back to Manila Sound. Supreme is still the one to catch up. He's leading now by about a length and a half over Makarit, who's still the closest pursuer, racing up on second. Then here comes Charm Boy chasing with every strides from the outside. Charm Boy, just like that, gets the lead over Supreme Makarit. And up the wire, it's going to be Charm Boy over Supreme Makarit. Slam Dunk and Manila Sound is last to finish. And away they go. Dazzling Gub didn't leave the gate, so there will be 4 horse. And it's Bayanihan takes the front, then Amansa Man down on the inside, and another 4 lengths gap back to Navy Cat together with Moon Alphabet. And now we've got Bayanihan leading the field by about a head over Amansa Man. And another 5 lengths back to Moon Alphabet, and another 6 lengths back to Navy Cat, who's trailing the back of the field as they race towards the last 600. Amansa Man and Bayanihan having a showdown. And Moon Alphabet is still watching in third, but he's 8 lengths away from the leaders. And Navy Cat is still trailing the field. As the race now enters the top of the stretch, we've got Bayanihan is still leading the field over Amansa Man, who's fighting back down on the inside. Once again regains the lead. Amansa Man and Bayanihan is still in a tight competition. Then here comes Moon Alphabet down on the inside, joining the race now. But Amansa Man now draws clear by about 4 lengths over Moon Alphabet in second. Bayanihan shuffle back in third. Then a long way back to Navy Cat. Amansa Man now crossing the line by 5 lengths over Moon Alphabet. Bayanihan took third, and Navy Cat last.
Pretty good at the moment. They're off and running, catching it very quickly. In the centre was Glorified. Now Buzz Rocket, I should say, he was chopped right out at the start, and he's missed it by about 4 and 5 lengths. Straight to the front on settling down Southern Man, and he scoots away with a good margin. Southern Man in second spot. Glorify up to third now. Buzz Rocket after that ordinary getaway. Back to fourth is Enfuego, and a good break back behind them was Kitten Lad. I cannot cannot find him at the moment. He might not have jumped with them as they run on towards the home turn, or the 500 metres, I should say, and it's Southern Man in the centre. Buzz Rocket now moves up to join him. 3 deep, the outside, Glorify. A big space back then to N for Wago, and Kitten Lad, well, I don't think he left the gates as they run towards the home turn, and Buzz Rocket. Buzz Rocket took over from on the inside, Southern Man. Then came Glorify and N for Wago in the straight, Buzz Rocket and JB Hernandez. This is the half-brother to California Chrome, and he's looking pretty slick at the moment, and he darted away at the 150. It is Buzz Rocket by 5. In second spot, Southern Man, and then came Glorify and for Wago, but Buzz Rocket bolts in and he beats Southern Man. Third is going to be Glorify. Not happy with Maguntanar. They are now, though, and away they go. He began okay, Maguntanar, after all that. Most Wonderful away very quickly off the inside from Thaddeus striding forward. And then Don Julio back to the inside then. In fourth spot was Most Wonderful. Gentle Giant's going forward on the outside, though, and he'll take up the running. So Gentle Giant leads Thaddeus. In third, Don Julio, followed then by Most Wonderful. And Maguntanar's at the tail of the field. Line of 3 up front as they run towards the 800-metre corner. Now the great Don Julio takes over, a length and a half in advance of Maguntanar. In third spot then we've got Gentle Giant getting closer, Most Wonderful, as they run towards the home turn. Don Julio, well, he shot away with about 500 metres to travel. Don Julio's away by 4 and 5 lengths. In second spot now, Maguntanar around the outside. In the centre then Gentle Giant. Over on the inside then was Thaddeus, but it's Don Julio with a big lead at the 150. Don Julio about 5 in advance. Maguntanar in second spot. Then came Thaddeus and Gentle Giant, but it's all Don Julio as they run down to the wire, and the galloping grey Don Julio by 6. Now, Most Wonderful ran on well for second, Maguntanar third.